Right, okay. So bearing in mind, this was a really long time ago, okay? So don't be getting all weird about it or anything. Yeah, because I was young. Well, I was younger. So I was working at Pizza Hut, just on Fountain Street in Manchester, and I had this friend there called Sarah from Thorry. She used to introduce herself as Slutty Sarah, like, please don't ask me why. She'd be like, oh yeah, Slutty Sarah. Like, obviously I never called her that because, you know, it's weird. I just called her Sarah from Thorry. And Sarah, like, loved it, like, proper loved it. Like, whatever it was, like, booze, men, women, like, she loved it, and it proper loved her as well. Like, she did this little thing on the side for a bit of extra cash. This site, like a sugar daddy app, okay? Simple stuff. You just met up with an older guy, bit of cash, and he'd buy you stuff, you know, like a sugar daddy. So one night we're out and we're having a drink like we are now, and she starts making me an account, you know, just to see if I could. So we gave myself a fake name because Laura's obviously a little bit boring, a bit plain. And I call myself Olivia. And literally within half an hour, I got this, Olivia got this request. So it was Barry, he was 60, and he owned a factory in Garstang. And he was really nice looking actually. Well, you could tell he'd been nice looking, but he'd obviously drank a lot and he had leathered skin and he had this like awful pink salmon shirt on with it like open a little bit, you know, showing his chest hair that he had. And he had big heavy hands and expensive watch, all that. So Barry takes me to Trafford Centre one day, get in his car, and it stinks of airways, like he's proper trying hard. And he's got a little pine cone, you know, the little air fresheners, leather seats, it's really clean, it was nice, you know. So we went for a meal, and then afterwards I just went around and I spent a couple £100 in Trafford Centre while he just carried on doing some work. So it carried on like that for a couple of weeks, and then he started asking me for photos. So I did. But I'd always never put my face on him, like always faceless, because then he would be able to do whatever he wanted with them photos, and it would be Olivia, do you know, not me, not Laura. So, and he started off with my allowance till one weekend I went round to his and he cooked me a little bit of dinner, and you know, we don't look at me like that. Yeah, was that? I mean, like technically I was. I mean, it was, but you know, like fuck it. You know, it was just sex. It was, and you know, I wasn't disappointed either. Jack probably been more disappointed by somebody I was attracted to. And he was old as well, so he didn't really want anything from me. Like he didn't want out wild. You know, he just literally just wanted to fuck. So I just lie there and I just stare at his shoulder or stare at the wall. Like, obviously I'd like, you know, I'd make an effort, you know, I'd give it a bit of willy, you know. I'd act like I was liking it. But I wasn't giving it myself, you know, I was Olivia. And then I'd just walk home afterwards, smoke a few rollies, and by the time I got home, I'd forgotten about it, you know, I was just Laura again. So it was fine at the time, it was convenient and I was in control. So but then one weekend we've gone to this hotel and we're like drinking loads. Like we had champagne at dinner and we were like shotting this really expensive whiskey afterwards, and it was bougie. Like, to be honest, it was making me feel a little bit sick because he was like bladdered, and he was like touching my leg under the table and he was calling me his little Olive. Oh, my little Olive. Oh yeah, oh, it's honestly binging in it. Binging. So he's going to me, oh, my little Olive, I've got this friend. Yeah, a school friend that he's shown my pictures to. Do you know what I mean? It's a good fucking job I didn't want my face on him. So he's saying to me, he's like, oh, just meet up with this friend, just this one. I was like, no way, are you actually messing, Barry? Like, I was fuming. I was like, no, one client only, I've told you this, otherwise, you know, it becomes real. But he wouldn't drop it, he just kept going on, and he was texting me all the time, and he texted me a lot. And at the end of every message, he'd reference back to this friend, and he was like, oh God, come on, he's dying to meet you. He just wants to go for, a little drink or a little meal, and So eventually, I just gave in. And he said that I could get double the money for going for one drink with this guy. So I did it. So we'd arranged to meet at Alchemist, not the central one, the Media City one, because obviously I didn't want to go into town because it was too risky. And I'm on the metro, and I've chosen this little black dress, just simple, classic, because I was going to go into town afterwards and meet my friends, that was my get out. And I haven't got this guy's number because I wanted to keep it anonymous. And so Barry's messaging me, telling me all the details, where he's going to be and what he's going to be wearing. So he said he'd have a dark green shirt on, short grey hair, and he'd be sat at this bar. So I'm walking there, and I'm my tummy is absolutely churning, and I'm so nervous, before you go on a roller coaster or something. And I know it sounds cliche, but I fucking hate roller coasters. And suddenly, I just catch my reflection in this bar. I look really fucking good. I did. I look beautiful, and I'm smiling, and I'm happy, and I'm Olivia, And I can't believe how easy it is. So Media City's got all the glass buildings and everything's glass in it, all modern. So Alchemist is the same. So I'm peering through this glass window, and I'm looking through into the bar, just trying to see where this guy is. And it was my dad. In the green fucking shirt that my mum bought him. Swilling on this brandy glass, which he loves, and he's swilling it like this, and he's sat on this bar stool, and he's got his legs spread open like this, all masculine, waiting, scared, but he was the only man at that bar. I just fucking ran, and I just kept running. I was like a fucking nut, because I was in these stupid little sandal heels, and I was crying. Scar everywhere, and all I can picture is my dad swilling on this brandy glass in my head. That's all I can see. I got home, and I just sat outside my flat, and I was just staring at this wheelie bin for hours. This cat, just really pissed off, was there. And I'm still not told my mum.
Heartbeat, why do